Welcome to Mint. We have with us in our studio today designer Namrata Joshipura. It's a delight to have her because she's a multifaceted woman and a multifaceted designer. Before we get into questions, I want to tell you that we've invited her here because this time, next month for the Lakme Fashion Week, for the Spring Resort, Summer Resort 2013, Namrata is going to present the finale. Not only that, she has taken her label Between India and New York, creating a very original, authentic, fused identity out of it. And she is the person who also brought, so to say, the tunic to Indian fashion. Let me first ask her about Lakme. Namrata, there is this great new earnestness among design companies and fashion week organizations to promote younger, lesser known designers who are not in the powerful fray, especially into finales, so that you get the limelight and the much deserved attention. How do you see yourself in this process you're not really young, you are an accomplished designer. So how do you see your evolution?
I think it's an honor and a privilege to be doing the finale at Lakme. I also think that to speak about specifically about Lakme, their whole it's a very progressive company, and the team that works with Lakme is a very progressive. They think out of the box, and they want to have the general feel of the Lakme Absolute brand, which is little more fashion. It's more contemporary.
Right.
They want that association in terms with designers who are showing the finale also.
So, as a finale designer, will you also be linking your collection to their beauty forecasts for the next season? And how do you intend to marry fashion and beauty?
So the color palette and the general feel and the ambience of the show and the collection is on the trend forecast for their summer resort.
Right.
So taking that palette, so the collection is going to be inspired and based on that. So lots of bright colors, lots of happy colors.
What does a happy color mean? I mean, a blue could be happy for someone and it could be black for someone else.
Right.
So how do you differentiate?
True. No, this is going to be happy resort colors, happy summer colors. So bright oranges, pinks. So all the color palette that follows their forecast
for
and
beauty.
their forecast for beauty.
Correct. Right. Tell me, you are also doing a show at Will's Lifestyle India in Delhi next month, which is an autumn-winter fashion week. Now, in this Indian divisiveness of one fashion week body doing autumn-winter and the other doing spring resort, summer resort, do you find yourself disorganized or scattered as a designer to create two completely distinct collections?
Oh, definitely. I'm very schizophrenic these days. I'm like Dr. Jekyll before lunch and Mr. Hyde after lunch, because before lunch I only work on spring, summer, and after lunch, or there are days that I divide depending on what needs my attention more, that I sit, my desk is in the middle and I work looking here, which is only spring, summer, and then when I'm working on winter, fall, I sit on the opposite side of the desk, and that desk is in the middle and this side is all autumn, winter. So I don't look at either when I'm working. And for production, there are two separate floors handling the sampling completely. So the two are not meeting. So it's disorienting, but you have to have very strict discipline to divide the look and the feel of the two shows.
Tell me, what is the difference in the saleability, the marketability of an autumn-winter collection versus a spring-summer? Do they sell equally, or does the summer resort sell more, or is it just a mythical market inside?
Actually, on the contrary, the autumn-winter sells more, because whether it's festivals, whether it's parties, whether it is vacations, majority of that happens in the winter time. So that market is very, very big in terms of retail or in terms of sales.
Right.
But when you look at an international buyer buying from India, they emphasize essentially on summer or spring, summer or summer resort, because for our colors, for our fabrics, for the lightness and textures and embroideries, we do much better internationally with spring summer. But within the country, as a retailer or in sales, you do better in fall winter.
Right. Tell me about the tunic. You brought the tunic, so to say, to Indian fashion, and then a lot of other designers started really making versions and compelling interpretations of it. What is behind the tunic that makes it so versatile, particularly in the Indian market?
There is this huge trend towards women in their 40s, 50s and older wanting to dress up a little more modern, and they don't want to wear the usual, chudidar kurta or... So I felt this, every time I spoke with a lot of customers when I happened to be in the store, or, friends, moms, friends, and they all felt that we want to be also, we want to look hip, we want to look fashionable. And that made me think that, yeah, there is this kurti, which is like this shorter length. And why don't we come up with something which is a little more tunic-y, which is a little more contemporary, but gives them the sense of wearing Western outfit, but yet not pushing their boundaries so much that it's something they want to experiment with.
Right.
So we started experimenting with it, and it really was such a huge hit.
Right.
With everyone, from even we were thinking in terms of older 40 plus crowd, but it was very popular even with the younger crowd.
With the younger ones. I have one last question for you to take you slightly away from your fashion immediacy in life. You are a trekker, you are an outdoors person, you go mountaineering. Tell me, how much does it feed back into your impulses as a designer, both in terms of inspiration and energy?
It is one time where I'm completely and totally in touch with me. When you live in a city, when you're working in the fashion world and you're in a factory, you're attending events, or you're a mother at home, just every day you lose yourself little by little in little things that you do. But being when you're with nature and when you're on a trek, you're completely with yourself. And that's when you really feel and you're really drawn to what kind of inspires you, what kind of attracts you, what makes you as a designer.
Right. So that's the space where your ideas really get centered and filtered, and you bring them back.
Yeah.
Thank you, Namrata.
Thank you.
That was Namrata Joshipura. Till then, we bring another designer with another fascinating story. I must tell you that this is going to be a finale to watch out for, and not just because she's younger and still to position herself, but for various reasons that her clothes infuse. Thank you.